welcome back everybody to your creativity. This is Dylan. We are on a Zoom call again, and this is for an event coming up in October, the Salt Lake Design Week. And I'm sketching out the dates, so I'm going to turn it over to our guest, Ali Seeley, who is the director of Salt Lake Design Week and the co-president of AIGA Salt Lake. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Let's first cover the dates of Salt Lake Design Week and kind of give us kind of the short version of how it's going to be this year. Online, is there going to be any in person, that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So this year, Salt Lake Design Week is taking place October 5th through the 10th. So it's coming up real quick. We're really excited. We are doing a mostly all digital platform and virtual meeting space this year for all of our events. The one in-person event that we do have this year is our 100 show, which is our annual award program, was set to take place in the spring. But this year we have kind of retroactively added it into Design Week, which is amazing. And then this year we're really excited to have a physical gallery space within the gateway that folks can come and see all of the top 100 pieces and the winners from there. So that will be our one in-person event, social distancing, mask required. We're taking a lot of precautions there. But the rest of our events for the whole week will be on the digital side.
Excellent. For the people that don't know, what is AIGA? Tell us about the organization and what it does for designers of all types.
Absolutely. So AIGA is a professional membership organization for design. It is nationwide, and it's been established and going for decades now. So it's really got a lot of history. And so when folks are members of AIGA, they're members of not only the national side, but then their individual chapters. So Salt Lake City does have its own chapter, which I'm really happy to be a part of. And so AIGA nationally offers a lot of programming, resources, job boards, all sorts of stuff. And then on the chapter level, we also offer really the whole design community, and then our members as well, a lot of programming, a lot of ways to get together, networking, how do we do mentorships, and it really spans from the student side all the way up into your professional career and industry leaders. So it's a wide range of folks that we're able to capture within AIGA, and AIGA Salt Lake City chapter is really unique as well, because yes, we serve the Salt Lake Valley, but because Utah is so large and there's not a ton of chapters, we really serve folks all the way down to Provo and St. George, and then all the way as north as BYU, Idaho. We have folks that are part of our chapter from up there. So it's really a unique situation that we get to see and have so many people part of our community.
So, sorry, I'm a little out of it today, but anyway, so design-wise, how do you factor in what type of design do you do, and like what sort of places have you worked at?
Absolutely. So my background, so I did get an art degree from the University of Denver. It was kind of a multidisciplinary degree from everything from graphic design to video and sound. So post-college, I worked for a company that did a bunch of events and discussions and online programming that I did a lot of graphic design and worked for. That kind of transitioned me into a lot of other fields. I worked everything from an agency that did a lot of print and ad campaigns for nationwide retailers, to now in my day job, I do a lot of signage and wayfinding for buildings. I work for an interior and architecture design firm that we do a lot of workspaces. So how do we take somebody's brand that they have on paper and transition that into a walkable, breathable, workable space? So kind of that transition of experience-based design.
I worked at Vivint for a while. Their headquarters have very cool design that way. What are some of the companies that you've worked with doing this type of work?
Absolutely. So our big project that we do and have multiple locations now is called Industry. So it's a modern workspace for companies of all sizes. A little bit similar in some regards to co-working, and a little bit different as well. So we are, most of our spaces are 150,000 square feet, and tenants range from 2 people to 100 plus. So you've got the industry wayfinding in the common spaces. So as you're walking through, how do you find stuff? How do you find interest in, graphic elements, that whole idea? And then once you physically go into a space, how does that transition, and how does your brand now be showcased within your 4 walls and a door within industry? So we've got industry side, and then we've got tenant specific side that we've helped with. And then also some of the companies that we've worked with, they're really nationwide. So we've done branding help in terms of the Experiencebased for Athena Global Advisors. They're out in Philadelphia. We've worked with Conversant in Denver. There's a really multitude of folks, and everyone's really excited to see how that transition happens with their brand, not just living on paper or in the digital world.
That's really cool. And as somebody that's worked in spaces that are designed that way, it does make a difference, between, gray walls, and black floors, splashes of color, and, fun ways to give directions. So yeah, that's awesome. Now, what led you into becoming a leadership within IAGA and being in charge of Design Week?
Absolutely. So I am newer to Salt Lake City. I moved out from Denver about 2 years ago. And in Denver, I was really involved with a lot of large scale events out there, like Denver Startup Week, which is huge, and also like the Right, which is an award program out there. And upon moving to Salt Lake City, I was really ready to dive into the creative community and see what Salt Lake was really all about, learn a bunch, meet a bunch of people. So I reached out to AIGA and the previous president and previous director of Design Week, Alicia, and just kind of sat with them, talked to them, told them what my experience was, and really wanted to get involved more on the creative side versus more like Startup Week and stuff was more on the entrepreneurial side. So I started just being a part of the board, and then Alicia was hitting her tenure for Design Week director. So I kind of put in my name into the hat for the mix, and was really lucky to be chosen, and kind of took on that role to figure out how we can make our community better, how we can bring our community together. And now stepping into the co-presidency role with the Salt Lake City chapter as well, and with Emma Shipley. And we're just trying to see what the board looks like going forward and what our community needs. The world is a very different place, even just from a couple months ago to a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
What have been, well, I don't know how much you can count this year, but what have been some of your favorite events and activities since you've been in leadership?
Absolutely. So last year and the year before with Design Week, our keynote speakers have always been really amazing to be a part of. And then our studio tours, which I've been a part of, this is now be my 3rd year going to studio tours. It's amazing to have studios locally open their doors and let folks come in, talk to their people, see their projects, and really get an idea of what everybody is doing and the amazing brands and projects that are showcased and that Utah creatives are a part of has been truly great.
Those have been some of my favorite events of the past. So what do you have planned for this year? I know you're officially announcing tomorrow, but this will be
Yes.
out after that. So spill some beans for us.
Absolutely. So we're really excited this year for Design Week and going forward. We've had a huge push to really diversify our programming, and Salt Lake Design Week, maybe in the past, might have been known a little bit more on the graphic design side. So we are really looking to broaden that. Let's bring in all sorts of industries from architecture, product design, UX, UI, really everybody, and also those just that are design enthusiasts is really important. So this year our programming is really diverse. I'm really happy to say a lot of people have transitioned their amazing events from previous years or ideas this year into the digital realm. So a couple of the events that I'll highlight. So Salt Lake Design Week will be putting on a keynote panel that's going to be focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it's going to be how we design a more equitable city. So I'm really excited about that. We're also, one of our community members, they're hosting a panel called Rebuilding Community, where they're talking, from Missy from Public Coffee, Bill from Red Iguana, and some really amazing folks, especially in a COVID world, how we're still building that community and how we're building spaces. The Neighborhood Project, which was a hugely successful event last year, is coming back this year to do a little bit of a spin on it. The Ladies Wine and Design Society, they're hosting a UX and branding panel. So we've got a really great list of tons of different events coming throughout. We'll also be having some workshops woven into that as well. So it'll be a really exciting year, and we'll get to see everybody's faces just via computer or phone this year.
Okay, so going back to you personally, with all your projects and everything, what type of people inspire you to, keep going, or you kind of go to for when you're feeling like you're stuck, that you go to inspiration?
Absolutely. I really look to local communities and communities that I've been a part of. So Salt Lake City, I'm constantly looking at mural artists like Ann Chen with her amazing lettering. It's really great to see her growth, even just in the 2 years that I've been here. And I actually got to work with her on a project for my work, which was awesome. Michelle Condrat, she's a painter for Utah. I love her stuff. And just exploring their works is really inspirational, and also like, oh my gosh, you're doing it. I never thought of doing something like that, or the technique and the skill required. And then also just looking at people and the awesome things that they're doing within the community. I know Craft Lake City and Angela Brown, I've followed them for a little bit as well, and have attended their events. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, you took something pretty simple and made it so intricate and so many people involved. And it's just really great. And then I would also say the local agencies that are here do truly amazing work and work with international and national brands. And their designs really are cutting edge, are top, and just great. I know Modern 8 does amazing work. I really like following Super Top Secret. There's so many more out there that are really great to watch and see what's coming next. You never know what they're gonna make, and it's nice to see their next project when they're able to finally showcase it.
And you've got some of those local companies as sponsors for the event. You've got Underbelly, and I'm spacing on the other sponsors. Who are they?
Yep. So Underbelly is our presenting sponsor. So we are so thrilled to work again with Underbelly. They're amazing folks. So they are presenting Design Week this year, which we're really excited to be back with them again. They've been a sponsor for a couple of years now, and just an amazing group of people and talent. So they'll be part of our digital studio tours. They'll most likely have a workshop and then just be a part of the whole week, which is great. Enlisted Design, so they were our brand sponsor this year. So all of the beautiful branding that you see around the whole week has all come from their team and their ideas, and really brings it back to Utah, back to what our community loves. So we're grateful to have them and to be in partnership with them this year.
Great. What situations are most creative for you? Like collaborating with others, or just locking yourself in a room and just cranking it out?
Yeah, I would say it's probably a little mixture of both. I love situations where I'm able to have that total freedom, and also if it is within a group, like to kind of separate everybody first, see what they really come back with, see what their crazy ideas are. With freedom, it can be daunting, but it allows you so much and so many ways to go forward, to think in new ways. So if you're able to do that, and then kind of throw everyone back in that room, in that big mindful space, to really throw everything out there, then you're able to take your crazy ideas and maybe hopefully make them a reality. So I love a little bit of both.
And when you're working alone, do you listen to music, dead silence, listen to podcasts? What's your juice when you're working alone?
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, it's a mixture of all the three. Sometimes when I'm really getting into the super finite details, especially with design, I kind of have to have total silence. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I'm just doing stuff, I'll throw on some TV in the background just to have some noise, some great music. Podcasts are a little harder for me because I really want to listen to the whole podcast.
Yeah.
And I find myself missing chunks of really useful or great information. So I save podcasts for a different side, but yeah, I would say music, some TV in the background sometimes is great as well.
Podcasts. What podcast do you like listening to?
Yeah, I'm a total sucker for This American Life. Love it, always have. I do a lot of outdoor stuff in my outside of professional side. So I've been listening to this new podcast called Underneath It All, which is about the outdoors and mental health, which has been really interesting. But yeah, it's probably a grab bag. I know Serial just came out with a new series, a new season, which will be exciting. So I go for popular and then try to find some of the niche ones as well.
I tend to listen like to the celebrity interview ones. Good for You with Whitney Cummings. Hers are fun. Dax Shepard. He does Kirsten Bell's husband.
Yeah.
He does a lot of great interviews with celebrities. And then I just found this one, Bunga Bunga. Whitney Cummings is the host, but it's about this Italian prime minister who's basically their Donald Trump. So it's like going through his whole thing. It's really interesting.
There's always seems too many in my list to listen to.
yeah. I've gotten behind. I'm finally caught up again because I'm driving a lot more, doing Instacart now. But just looking over my questions. Is there anything we haven't shared yet that you want to cover before we wrap up?
No, I would just encourage everybody to take a look at our schedule. We are always adding events kind of weekly as well. So if you don't see something exactly the fit you were hoping for, always check back because we're always kind of taking in new ideas and looking for where we can fill gaps that we currently have. So there's a lot of opportunity for folks. And even if you're not directly in the design field, I think a lot of the programming will still have a benefit and learning opportunity.
Great. Awesome. Bonus question time. I don't usually show these to the guest, but you're one of the honored few who got to see them.
Thank you.
What does creativity mean to you?
So creativity means to me just trying to take a different view than maybe others have in the past or a different approach. It's kind of marrying what you thought you knew to what you should know to what you don't know yet and throwing those all together and trying to make something unique. And that's groundbreaking or unusual or just really represents you. Like totally take all that in, showcase who you are, be that creative light if you can be in certain situations or all situations, and just be comfortable with what you create because it's always going to be you.
Awesome. I like that. Who is your favorite Muppet and why?
So I'm sad to say I did not grow up or have a ton of time watching the Muppets. But I would say one that always stuck out was Rolf the dog, maybe because I'm a super dog lover, but loved that he played the piano. I thought it was always really cute and great little personality.
Yeah, fun guy. Yeah, totally. Mine is Gonzo. I love Gonzo.
Oh,
And then last, in the movie of your life, who would you like to play you?
I'd probably say Emma Watson because I think she's a total badass and an amazing actor and could probably do well with anybody.
Nice. Now let's cover the website, the social media where people can check out information, and maybe if you want to have people see what kind of work you do, drop those links in there as well.
Absolutely. So folks can find out more information about Salt Lake Design Week. It's sldesignweek.org. Then all of our handles are SL Design Week on Instagram, Facebook. Those are probably the big ones that we'll be using throughout the week. So folks can feel free to always hit up those networks. Me personally, I will have to say I don't actually have a ton of social media. So I'm a little bit of maybe an outsider on that realm, but I encourage everyone to go on to the Salt Lake Design Week. You'll find great artists, great creatives, and just great people in this community that are doing amazing things.
Awesome. And that is October 5th through 10th.
Yep, October 5th through 10th, we'll be getting going.
Awesome. Thanks, Allie, for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.